Well, hello, this is Josh Nelson with Plumber SEO. On this video, I want to talk a little bit about Google Authorship and how to set up authorship on your plumbing or HVAC business website. And so if you've ever run a search for your company plus plumber, your company plus plumbing, or your city plumber, your city plumbing, and seen Google and seen companies that for some reason have a picture of the business owner, one of your competitors with a picture next to their result or next to their website, I wondered, man, what is that? Why is it that they have a picture of themselves showing up in the results, making them more prominent, more likely to get the click than you? Well, the reason is it's because they have Google Authorship set up. And Google Authorship is really just a simple way that Google's configured so that Google can tie a website to the author or the writer of the content on that website. And what happens is you'll see a picture of the person that's the author on the page. And so the way this is set up is through what we call Google Authorship. And there are a couple steps to doing it, so I want to jump straight to the process, how you can set up Google Authorship on your site so you can get your picture to show up as well. So there's really 3 steps, well 4 steps if you want to make sure that you've tested and make sure that it works out correctly. The first step is you have to set up a Google Plus local profile, which is just your personal profile on Google Plus. Google Plus is kind of Google's answer to Facebook, their own social media platform. Once you've got that set up, you got to make sure that there's a headshot picture of yourself on your Google Plus profile, and then you have to add a contributor link within your Google profile settings referencing your company website. That way Google knows, okay, you're the individual that writes the content for this particular website. And then the final step is to go into your website and add a piece of code, just a simple piece of HTML code that says, okay, this is the website and I'm the author. So I'm going to walk you through this process live so you can see exactly how it works, exactly what the steps are. But really, first thing you want to do, set up your Google Plus profile. Second thing you want to do is add the contributor link to that profile. Third step, add the HTML code on your website. And then there's a simple place you can go to test your URL and make sure that the authorship settings are coming through correctly. So I said first step is to pull up Google and go to google.com, and you can actually want to go to google.com/plus, and that's going to be your plus page. And if you already have an existing Gmail account or an existing Google account, you'd want to log in using that. If you don't, you can go right up here in the top right hand corner and create account, and there you'd set up your username, password, and just configure a brand new account. I want to advise you that you want to try and use, if at all possible, your central personal Gmail account. So if you've got a Gmail account that you created a YouTube channel for, or that you use to check your emails, or potentially that you used to claim a Google Plus local, what was formerly Google Places listing, you want to use this Gmail account so that you have everything all synced up, and it just gives you a lot more transparency, which results in better authority in Google's eyes for ranking and for other things like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in to an existing Gmail account and really walk you through this process live. And so we've signed in to a Google Plus local page, and you'll see up here in the right hand corner there's a headshot. I said it needs to be a headshot. I've seen in some cases people put a logo up there, they put a team shot, they put a picture of their van. When it comes to authorship, Google's specifically looking for a headshot. They want to see that it's a real person. They have facial recognition software that will recognize if it's a person or a logo, and you're not going to have the ability for your authorship to work the way you want it to if you don't use a headshot. And so if you need to change that, you would just go in here to the top right hand corner, you'd click, you hit the change photo button, and then right from this area you can upload your headshot. And it's very simple. Just take a simple picture of your face, upload it there, and now you've completed the first step, which is to make sure you have a proper headshot on your Google Plus listing. The second thing you need to do is you need to add a contributor link. And the way you get to that contributor link is you would go over here and you'd click on profile, and you'd select your profile, and this is where you're able to put all kinds of interesting things about yourself. Oh, I'm sorry, you have to go to profile and then you want to hit about. And that's where the information about you as an individual resides. And you can get creative, you can put in a tagline, an introduction about who you are, where you work. And I definitely encourage you to do all that stuff. But really what we're trying to get to is this link section right here. Within this link section, you'll see that there's YouTube, there's other profiles. If you wanted to link your Facebook, your Twitter, your Google Plus links, you could put a link to your website. But for authorship, where you want the link is right here inside of Contributor To. And so you would just go right in here, hit the edit button, click the add a contributor link. So you go add a custom link, put in a description of it, your company name, and then the URL. Press save, right? And voila, you will now have contributor link on your Google Plus page. And you'll have completed the first two steps, which is to create your Google Plus profile with the headshot, add a contributor link, and now the only other thing you need to do is add a little piece of code to your website. And so that code is specifically the authorship code. Link REL equals author herf equals HTTP plus : / and then these little X's signify your individual Google Plus profile. And so if you go back to your Google listing, or your Google Plus listing, or your Google Plus profile, up in the top corner where your URL is, you'll see that number right there. And so you want to replace the X's in this code with the number from your Google Plus profile. And then you'll just take this little piece of code and place it straight into the head section of your website. And depending upon what format your website's in, whether it's in WordPress or Joomla or HTML, there's a couple different ways to do it. But if this is something you control yourself and you built the website yourself, it's just as simple as going into the head section on the page and pasting that specific code into the website. If you have a developer do this for you, it's really even easier, because then you can just take this link and say, hey, Mr. Developer, I want to have this added to the head section, all the pages of my site. Can you take this code and put it on my website for me? And they can take the ball and run with it for you from there. And then once you've got this set up correctly, the only other thing you want to do is run a test, right, to make sure that it works right. And to run that test, you'd go to free tool supplied by Google called the Rich Snippet Tester, and I've got the URL right here. And so you just pull up a separate window, put that in, and you can put in just about any website URL that you want, and it will look at the page and will say, okay, is this structured correctly for authorship, for other things? But specifically looking for authorship, we can type in hit the preview button, and if you've got it set up right, it's going to show the little picture, it's going to show the name of the individual, and it will show the Google Plus profile. And that's how you'll know that it's set up correctly. Well, I hope you got a lot of value from this video. I hope you're able to take some of these ideas and implement them in your business and really get your Google authorship set up. I've developed a little step-by-step section on our site that gives you visual screenshots of how to do this process. And you can get there by going to plumberseo.net/authorship. And I appreciate your time.